Okay, another fun morning here on the plantation. Let's go through a couple of things that you're seeing. You're seeing an up market. Let's talk about some significance of today before we start. End of the month, end of the quarter, right? Yep. So what usually happens in these types of situations? Well, first, historically, you had painting the tape. What would happen when someone painted the tape is fund managers traditionally would keep money on the sidelines for today so they could buy up the markets into the close or the whole day long so that their numbers look much better because everything that they have is based on quarter end. So they don't care what happened 4 days ago, they care how everything ends today. Right? Now, regulators started looking at the idea of painting the tape, so these guys used to start painting the tape a few days early. But don't fool yourself, it happens all, for the last basically 5 days of the market, they're painting the tapes. That being said, tackle that with what we've been seeing. What we've been seeing is, except for a 2-day period, relatively a small amount of selling pressure. We haven't seen a lot of selling pressure. And without selling pressure, this market can't go down. Now, if the market can't go down, what that generally means is the market's going to go up. There is forces buying the market up. The market right now would like to go towards 10,000. Eve can give you a whole talk about whether or not that means 10,000 exactly, or above it, or below it. It doesn't matter. The market still has 200 points plus to move up where it would like to go. The only thing is we're not so sure that the market's going to get there, and it's not going to get there today. However, because of the situation you have, numbers were pretty strong, everything looked hunky-dory, everyone's very happy, la 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 la. We're going to go and hold hands, sing kumbaya, and they're going to try to move the markets up. Does it mean it's going to stay up all day? No. Let's talk about different scenarios that I think are going to happen. If the futures gap up, generally more than 5 handles today, I think you're going to see a gap up and a sell down, followed by slow movement back up. And you might have that slow movement up all day long. That's what the markets love to do in days like today. Let's look for areas of weakness and strength. You're seeing some weakness in the healthcare industry. 2 reasons. First of all, the fact that the Senate is not sure which ways they're going to go. Call it indecisiveness in the Senate is going to hit the healthcare sector. The healthcare sector was hoping for a public option. Yesterday it looked like they're not going to get a public option. Well, not going to get a public option causes a little more problems, I think, or they're not sure. Any indecisiveness, I guess good or bad, is a negative for the healthcare sector, right? So that's number one. So they're looking weak. Attack that on with a BMO, not a great firm, but Bank of Montreal. A Bank of Montreal downgraded the entire sector. They're going to look a little weaker today. Commodities, ooh, look at oil, pulled in a lot. Commodities were looking very strong this morning. Gold was decent, steel was decent, oil was strong. Oil pulled back about 90 cents in the last 30 minutes. But on the flip side, it's still looking fairly strong. It was beaten down, a bunch of days beaten down. All around, oil probably has some room to go up. So I'm looking at some of the commodities, maybe see if I can steal a couple and buy them low. I'm looking at healthcare, maybe see if I can, get in well and sell a couple, not so high, not so low. I'm saying, a little flattish. I'm going to look for some stocks that are in play, stocks like Nike that are in play because there's big news on it. J-Bill, Micron, these are big companies that have big earnings. There's going to be some action involving these stocks. Nike's trading up big, J-Bill's trading up big, Micron actually is trading up a little. But I'm going to look for good points of entry on both those stocks to see what can happen. Mortgage numbers were down, something to keep your eyes on. And I'm going to look to see if selling pressure comes in at any point. Everything we're discussing changes if selling pressure comes in. If selling pressure starts to come in at any large level, you can see the market get smacked. The market's point of defense is basically yesterday's close, so we're 97.42. Yep, that's the pivot. So we're basically looking to hold this market positive. If this market starts to go negative and you start to see selling pressure, right, then no one knows where it can go, but it can get smacked around, right? Like we say, just like we're saying, there's a lot of money. There's a lot on the sidelines waiting to see what's happening. There's much more, at least in my opinion, on the sidelines waiting to get short this market than there is waiting to get long, because the institutional money, under no circumstances, is getting long at this level. So, let's be a little careful, a little cautious. Let's get on the side of the trend today, as much as we can. And good luck, Eve.